This is a demo I've been wanting to do for a while now where we look at the different browsers that are in use, and I wanted to do a comparison because I see a lot of customers using Google's Chrome, and honestly, I don't think that it's the best browser to be using for a number of reasons. But think about who we're talking about. We're talking about Google, whose business is to collect as much information as they can about every user. Now, for the demonstration I'm going to be using, I'm going to start off the demo with some stuff in place on each of the browsers to block ads. I'm using AdBlock Plus, and to also block trackers with Ghostery. And that's going to be common to all of the browsers with the exception of Puffin. Puffin is a different kind of browser. It doesn't use any of those plugins, but I want you to see it and see why I like having it. So let's start off. I'm going to go ahead and launch all the browsers. We're going to start off with the main pages. I'm going to load 5 pages in each of the browsers. I'm going to launch Firefox, Brave, Puffin, Chrome, and Edge browsers. We're going to have all of them up and running. And so we're going to let them all load. Some of these I have to close some pages because they load pages that are bookmarked that I don't want to use for the demo. So we're just going to go ahead and go to Google's webpage for each of these. So this is the Edge browser right now, and it is on Google's page. This here is Chrome, looks like, and we're on Google's page. This is Puffin, and it's on Google's page. And this is, let's close some of these because we're going to come back to those here in a bit. This is Brave, and this is Firefox, and all we've got is Google. All right, so right now, the 5 browsers are open, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring up my task manager because I want to look at just what's going on with the browsers with just those pages, just the Google page loaded. So here we are. We're at Brave has 5 instances. Firefox has 3, Chrome has 5, and Edge has 5. Everything looks pretty good here, right? And just to make sure we're not seeing just a number, those are instances that are loaded in memory. And right now, OBS Studio, we're going to keep an eye on it. That's me recording here. So yeah, it's going to have high CPU usage. That's okay. And then Puffin Browser is down here by itself with only 2 instances, and one of them is a printer driver, not the browser itself. Okay. So we've got that done. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of different things here. So we're going to start off with Firefox. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a tab, and I'm going to go to youtube.com. And then I'm going to add another tab, and I'm going to go to cnn.com. And then I'm going to go to another tab, and I'm going to launch espn.com. And then finally, I'm going to open up a 5th tab here, and this is going to be Huffington Post. Because they have all kinds of graphics loading throughout their page. This is a really graphically intensive site, but you could say the same thing about ESPN here. So I want busy sites, same thing with CNN. We'll just see that all of those have loaded. And I'm going to look real quick at my task manager again. And I can see that Firefox has gone up to 9 instances from what it was earlier, which I think was 3. So we're going to go ahead and minimize that. Now we're going to do the same thing in Brave. We're going to bring up CNN. We're going to bring up, oh, it should have been YouTube. That's right. We'll do these in the same instance, and what I'll do is just there you go. Then we'll add ESPN, and then finally Huffington Post. Okay, so that one's good to go. Come on now. There you are. Okay, and we'll look at our task. Holy cow, look at that. 17 for Brave. Firefox is holding steady at 9. Okay, so the next one on the chopping block is going to be Puffin. So we'll start with YouTube. Then we'll go to CNN. And we'll go to espn.com. And then to Huffington Post. Okay, so I've got the same 5 tabs. We're going to pop over to Task Manager and check it out. Puffin has still only got one browser instance. No change. I'd like that. And that's why I keep puffing. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same to Chrome. Okay, Google's page. Next one is going to be YouTube. Next one after this is going to be CNN. The next one after this is going to be ESPN. And then after that is going to be Huffington Post. Okay, now let's look at our task manager. 16 for Chrome, 9 for Firefox, 17 for Brave. Wow. Now let's check out Edge. So here we're going to launch YouTube. Then we're going to go to CNN. We're going to go to ESPN. And finally HuffPost. Okay, so I've got the same 5 pages loaded in each browser. Here they are here. I've got AdBlock Plus and Ghostery both live here. But let's go ahead and look at Task Manager again. So now Brave has 17, Firefox has 9, Chrome has 15, Edge has 15, Puffin still only has 1. That's something, isn't it? So if you think that's eye-opening, let's see what happens once I defeat the protections that I have in place with defeating Ghostery. Once I pause Ghostery, it's going to pause it on all the tabs, but I'll have to go in and disable AdBlock Plus on each of the tabs. And I'm going to start with one of my worst culprits, and this is going to be with Google Chrome. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to disable my Ghostery by pausing it, and by pausing it, it pauses it on all of the pages. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn off the ad blocker here on Huffington Post, and I'm going to do the same on ESPN, and then I'll turn it off on CNN and YouTube, and finally on Google's own page. And you'll see that all of them, the Ghostery is disabled. So I'm going to refresh each page and reload each page, because now with the ad blocking disabled and with the tracking blocking disabled, watch what happens to those numbers. You ready? 31 instances for Google Chrome. 31. That's insane, man. And look at memory usage, very high. Guys, this is why I can't stand Chrome. It's a glutton. All right? And just because I choose Firefox, I'm going to go with Firefox next. So here we'll minimize Chrome. We're going to come back over here to Firefox and go full screen on Firefox. I'm going to turn off Ghostery, so we'll pause it. Then I'm going to go ahead and come to Huffington Post, and I'll disable the ad block. Same thing with ESPN and CNN, YouTube, and finally Google's page. And then I'll reload all of these pages. Fair comparison after all, right? And finally, there's the refresh for Huffington Post. So now all the pages are loading, so you can see they still are loading each page. They're not done yet. We'll wait for each one to finish. Then I'm going to come back over here to my Task Manager and look at my resources for Firefox. And I've gone up to 9. Wow. 9 compared to now 35 with Chrome. Doing the same work. Same pages open in each of the tabs. Why does Chrome have so much more going on in the background? Well, guys, guess who also uses Chrome as the base for their browser? That would be Brave, and that would be Edge, which uses Chromium, which is from Google. It's from the Chromium OS and their browser, which is the open source version of the Chrome browser that everybody loves. So let's go ahead and look at those too, because guess what? They fall into the same family of turds that Chrome does. So we'll start with Brave. Here's Brave. And we'll turn off Ghostery. So now it's paused. That's going to affect all of them. Then we'll go ahead and turn off the Adblock Plus for Huffington Post, for ESPN, for CNN, for YouTube, and for Google's page. And then we'll refresh all of those pages. And then we're going to go look at those numbers again just to make the point that, yeah, this is Chrome 2. And this is why, you know, guys, if this is what you want, then by all means, keep using Chrome. But personally, Firefox is a great browser. Just people don't know about it, so they don't check it out. I don't bother with Opera because Opera has its fans, but Opera doesn't have the user base. They have the fan base, but not the user base. Okay, so here we go. Save 5 pages, all of them with the ad block and the. Now look at how many on Brave now. 18. Still 35 with Chrome. 15 with Edge, but that's going to change here. Nothing has changed with Firefox or with Puffin. Okay, so last one. Let's do Edge. Here comes Edge. Edge, we disabled or pause Ghostery. That's done. So now we'll start with Huffington Post and turn off the Adblock Plus. Then we'll go to ESPN and do it there as well. Then to CNN, same thing. YouTube again. And finally, Google's page, it's turned off. Now we refresh all the pages. Okay, and as these load, we're going to go ahead and come over here to Task Manager. And now look at Edge. It's up at 29 and counting. 30. Chrome still leads at 35. Firefox way at the bottom with 9 comparatively. Brave with 18. And then there's Puffin with still only 1 browser instance. And keep in mind, guys, it's got all the same tabs open, but it uses so much less resources. Guys, that's the demo. That's what I've always wanted to show. If you're a Chrome user, hate to break the bad news to you, but think about who we're talking about. Google collects as much information on its users as it can, and it does so by duping them to thinking it's the most powerful and fastest browser out there. No, it's not. It's a glutton of memory, and it really can run slow after it's been running for a while. Try Firefox. I think you'd be surprised. Plus, there's a litany of tools in Firefox that you can add on, which make it even more powerful and more secure. We'll cover those in another video. Have fun.